Hi, this is Stevie Stryker from Nixa Schools, and I'm here with Zach Rance to get a little bit of information about John Thomas School of Discovery and the lottery process. Now Zach, tell us a little bit about the school itself.
Well, John Thomas School Discovery is an inquiry-based modeled school, which means there's a lot more kind of like hands-on, more research-based things, and that's mainly because they're able to do that because there's 20 extra days that are onto the school year. So students basically go the regular school year and then the extra 20 days, but they do get to go a little bit more in depth into a lot of the questions and the subjects than maybe you would in a traditional 174-day school year.
Well, let's say I'm a parent and I'm interested in getting my child into the school. What's the process for that?
Well, we open up a lottery for 2 weeks every year, and that's for those people who have never entered the lottery before. And so during those 2 weeks, you fill out the enrollment request form, and then after those 2 weeks, we take all of those names, we draw them out, and put them in order onto a waiting list, and that's the order that will be used to fill the open spots as they come open at the school. We fill the open spots basically at the beginning and end of each semester, and after that we don't fill during the school year. We just fill those 2 times during the year. The important thing to note is that once you're on the waiting list, you never go off. And then if your name comes up and you reject the open spot, you do have to go through the process again. But we do get a lot of questions about people wanting to know, do I need to reapply or anything else? But once you're on the list, you're on, and we'll call your name when it comes up.
Do parents have to fill out a form, or what exactly is the process for putting your child's name on the list?
Well, it's that enrollment request form I talked about earlier. Everybody has to fill out that form, so the parents will go in, they'll fill out their information, and then they'll add the students on in the second part that they would like to enter to go through the lottery. And then from there, we have an outside third party that actually does the drawing to make sure it's all legit, and then we take all those students and put them on the waiting list.
So if I put my child on the waiting list, does that mean they stay on the waiting list, or do you have to re-enroll them every year?
Yeah, once you go through the lottery, that's really all you have to do. And that's probably the one question we get the most is, is my child off the waiting list? How does that work? So once you go through the lottery and you're on the waiting list, you stay on the waiting list. And then when it's time to fill, we usually contact the top 5 to top 10 people on the waiting list to let them know that that's where they are. And then from there we'll just go for every student that leaves. We'll fill it with a new student off the waiting list, and that's kind of how the whole process works.
So how are students drawn as a family? Okay,
well, basically you enter the lottery process as a family, and so when the name is drawn out, they're drawn out together as siblings, and then they're put in that order on the waiting list. But outside of that, that's really where the family connection ends. They're just drawn out together. When we have open spots, it's filled on a one-to-one basis. The idea behind the family lottery is that you're drawn out at the same time, so you're probably closer on the waiting list together, but we only can fill the open spots at the school. So if we have a lot of open spots in 5th grade, but not that many in 3rd grade, and you have a child in both of those grades, it may take longer to get to the 3rd grader than it would be the 5th grader. So it's important to know that they're drawn out together, but then once they're placed on the waiting list, it's a one-to-one ratio of in and out, and so we can't guarantee that they're going to go to the school at the exact same time, but they should be on the waiting list fairly close together.
Is there any other important information that you can think of that would be good for parents to know?
We encourage everybody to go to the website and check out all the information about the school. It's a little different model than what we're doing. We're doing elements of JTSD across the district, but it is a little different atmosphere, a little different feel of the school, and so we want to make sure that everybody kind of knows what the school's all about. So check that out. There's a couple more videos there just to kind of explaining the school, and we want to make sure, and if they have questions, feel free to either contact me or they can contact the school directly to get those questions answered.
Well, awesome, and thank you for all that great information, Zach. Now, if you would like some more information about John Thomas, please go to www.johnthomassschooldiscovery.net and go under About JTSD.